What's up, Kaji fam? This is Godzilla Train 1090 soaring to your system today with a brand new review. And I know I've been gone for a few weeks. I'm sorry, but I'm back. And today I'm back because my fellow Godzilla YouTuber, one of my brothers from another mother, Leslie P. Chambers, put out a challenge to all of us Godzilla YouTubers. And the challenge is to make our top 10 30cm X Plus Godzilla list. This was an interesting list for me to go through. It took me a day to figure out who I wanted on here, who to put in what order. It was interesting, to say the least, I guess. But we're gonna go ahead and get right into this list. And number 10. I wonder why I decided to put at number 10. Well, let's find out, shall we? And for my number 10 favorite 30cm X Plus figure is the 30cm Space Godzilla. Now, remember, this list is completely objective. No, not at all. This list is completely biased, honestly. This is my top 10 favorite. Not the top 10 best or anything like that, because we can probably go a few different directions in that order. But these are my top 10 favorites, what I have in my collection. So I'm talking about what I have in my collection. And when I first saw the X Plus collecting, one of the figures I was very actively going after was the 30cm Space Godzilla. I actually got them from another YouTuber. I'm not sure if he still does videos anymore. I honestly can't remember his name. But I got it from him. Got it for about a pretty decent price back then. As you know, this boy is big and chunky. I don't care what anybody says. I still feel like this Space Godzilla has the best looking face out of all the Space Godzillas, in my opinion, at least. To me, this Space Godzilla represents Space Godzilla the best, in my opinion. The new NumberFive was pretty nice, but again, to me, this guy still takes the cake. This nothing but a big, fat, chunky piece of vinyl. I love this guy. This guy is awesome. Hate getting pictures of him, but when I walk in the room, he's one of the first things I see. This big old chunkster right here. But that's my number 10 favorite figure of all. My top 10 favorite 30cm X Plus figure of all time. And I guess we'll get to number 9 right now. And my number 9 favorite X Plus 30cm figure is Anguirus. Now, when I tell y'all I wasn't really looking for this when I first started collecting, you wouldn't believe me. Because I really wasn't looking for this guy. But it wasn't until a buddy of mine had him for cheap. I think it was Steven Wallace, I believe. I think I got this from Steven. Don't remember. But I wasn't looking for this guy at all. But I started, as my collection started growing and everything, and I started doing toy photography, I was doing a shot outside one day, and I was like, Godzilla and Mothra are the only two sure good guys I have. I need to change that a little bit. And yes, I feel bad I don't have Jaguar or Rodan on this list. I do love them. I love them a lot. They're still some of my favorite figures, but just not my top 10. Sacrifices had to be made, people. They got left out. 2014 got left out, and Key got left out. Oh, and not to mention Mechagodzilla and Mogera. But again, sacrifices had to be made. But yes, if you don't have a 30cm Anguirus in your collection, you should definitely try and get one. This is a very beautiful figure. He's also big for him, even for him being a crawler. He's a big, thick figure, which maybe do for a photo shoot soon. But yes, this is my number 9 favorite X Plus figure, Anguirus. And we'll talk about number 8 right now. Thank you. And my number 8 favorite X plus 30 centimeter figure is Kong Skull Island version 2. Now, Kong was gonna be a little bit high on my list, but oh, gotta hide that. I still haven't had a chance to fix his finger yet. Haven't found the clay I need to find, so I need to ask around to see where I can find it so he can stop having a nub. So we'll look him this way. Well, actually, this way. But yes, Kong came out a couple years ago. I always wanted a Kong in my collection. This was my very first King Kong figure, and I love him. He looks absolutely amazing. The details on this Kong are absolutely phenomenal. The fur actually looks like fur, not plastic. Star Ace and X Plus really knocked this one out of the park. And yes, I said Star Ace and X Plus. I'm going to count it because it's still an X Plus figure. The ferocity in his face, the propeller to kill the skull collar with, everything about this figure is absolutely perfect. And I'll explain a little bit later why he's so high on my list, honestly. I do have a decent explanation for it. But number 8 is my boy King Kong. And if they do end up making a 30 centimeter Godzilla vs. Kong, I'll consider it. Maybe. I know I'm not much into double dipping and things like that, or having two the same monster. But I did it with the legendary Godzillas, so we'll see. Alright, we'll get into number 7 on my list right now. Thank you. And for number 7, my number 7 favorite X plus 30 centimeter figure is Gigan. And I know Gigan's a controversial figure. He's short. But that doesn't matter to me, because honestly, from this point forward, it's going to be pretty much Showa Mania. And yes, I'm still a Heisei guy. I am. But the Showa holds a very special place in my heart because that's why I grew up watching. I will still always love the Showa era. No matter how much I rave on the Heisei train and how much I do love Heisei Godzilla and and all the monsters in the Heisei area as well. But at the end of the day, I still hold a very special place in my heart for sure. And with Gigan being my second favorite villain of all time, next to Titanosaurus, which, yeah, I know it's kind of weird, but whatever. Especially 72 Gigan. 72 Gigan is the absolute best. I do hope that they make a 73 Gigan to go with Megalon, and heaven forbid we ever get a 73 Godzilla. It's gonna be tough for me to turn that one down. But until then, I'm happy with my 72 Gigan. I actually got him for a pretty good price too. To me, the colors on him are perfect. Even his wings are pretty spread out for the most part, unlike the Final Wars Gigan, which I had to axe pretty recently here. And mine ain't cool. The head don't come off. I can turn the light on or anything like that. But I mean, I think it's still a really nice figure. Actually, it's a great figure in my opinion. I mean, if it wasn't, it wouldn't be on this list. Especially, and the articulation definitely helps that case as well. And again, this is not, like I said, from this point forward, it's complete bias because I love Gigan. He's my number 2 favorite villain. But this is not my number 2. Number 2 is my favorite figure yet. But we're getting there. Okay, guys. This is my number 7 favorite figure, and we're gonna go into number 6 right now. And my number 6 favorite 30 centimeter X Plus figure is the 1975 Mechagodzilla. Now, of course, as far as my favorite villains list, Mechagodzilla is number 3. I love Mechagodzilla. Who doesn't love Mechagodzilla? Mechagodzilla is fantastic. He's amazing. He's Mechagodzilla, especially Showa. I'll fight with people all day long about Showa Mechagodzilla being the best Mechagodzilla. As you probably have seen on our episode of Monsters of Attitude when we had our discussion about Mechagodzilla and how valiantly I was defending this guy. Always trying to. But there wasn't much argument because we all know Mechagodzilla is the best. And I really love the way the 75 looks as well. The color on this one is dope. It looks rusted, looks old and beat up from the previous movie. This, to me, the 74 looks a little too clean. I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks amazing, but this I love the color on the 75. I love the rusted, dark. He's been in battle. Look, because we take a closer look at him, you can see on his chest where King Seesaw gave him the business in the movie before. Which I'm surprised they didn't replace that too. But just look at the colors on this guy. It just looks dope. I don't know. If you don't love the 75 Mechagodzilla, you're cray. You're cray. You cray. Simple as that. You're just crazy. And of course, his head can rotate all the way back. Which, when I get if they ever make a 30cm King Seesaw, yes, I will be using that in that shot. I'm looking forward to that. But alright, guys, that's my number 6 favorite figure, Express figure, and we'll dive into number 4 right now. Thank you. And yes, I know I said number 4 a second ago, but y'all know what we're on. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. So, my number 5 favorite 30cm Express figure is Titanosaurus. And yes, this is 1000% biased. I have no shame whatsoever in admitting that. This is biased because y'all know Titanosaurus is my favorite villain of all time. My absolutely favorite villain of all time. This goofy roar with his judo style fighting, with his typhoon winds when he swings his tail. I love Titanosaurus. I love dinosaurs, hence why I love Titanosaurus. Titanosaurus is one of those more simpler designs in Showa, and oddly very simple for the last Showa film. But again, I'm not complaining because he's absolutely my favorite. I love this guy. Nothing beats Titanosaurus to me as far as my favorite villains. And as far as the Express figure goes, the Express figure is absolutely phenomenal as well. Because they actually hit on every single teeny tiny detail on Titanosaurus. From the color down his neck, down here to his spines, even his eyes. Those eyes. Those golden eyes. Titanosaurus is an absolute force of a figure. Again, one of my absolute favorites. And honestly, he's due for a photo shoot pretty soon too, honestly. Because I haven't taken pictures of him in ages. But oddly enough, I actually got Titanosaurus and Mechagodzilla together. I think for a very, very good price. Y'all don't even know how much I spent on these. Especially if you're new to the channel. Yeah, the Express is pretty expensive. You can always message me on Facebook or even comment on the video, but I won't openly talk about how much these figures cost. They cost quite a bit. But yes, my number 5 favorite Express figure, 30cm Express figure, excuse me, is Titanosaurus. Now, we'll go ahead and jumping into now. We'll actually jump into number 4, which was what I meant to say now instead of earlier. All right, thank you. And my number 4 favorite 30cm Express figure is Megalon. Now, Megalon isn't as biased as everybody else, but Megalon does hold a special place in my heart. Is he one of my favorite villains? Not necessarily. But Megalon was the first. Him and Gigan actually were the first villains I saw, because if I had to put a a movie on what my first movie was, it was probably definitely Godzilla vs. Megalon. Fantastic movie, fantastic story, just great all around. And Xbox knocked this out of the park. As soon as they announced it, I pre-ordered it. They did an amazing job on Megalon. And honestly, we'll see what happens. But Megalon would definitely be in contention for Figure of the Year this year. He would definitely, he might get my vote. Yes, there are a lot of amazing releases this year. And actually, those still coming, some coming down the line that I can't wait to get my hands on as well. But until then, Megalon will have to get my vote for Figure of the Year if we were voting today. I mean, look at his eyes. I know I know I'm going back to eyes, but just look at him. These look absolutely perfect. Every small, teeny tiny detail on Megalon is perfect for this figure. Absolutely amazing. This guy in hand is absolutely fantastic. Which I'm not gonna lie, never thought I'd have Megalon so high on my list, but he's my bug too. But alright, so let's get down to the nitty gritty. If y'all know me, and y'all know I have my collection, there's only 3 more guys that can be on this list. I already mentioned the ones who are not, so now we just gotta figure out what order they're in. Let's get to that top 3. And my number 3 favorite Express 30cm figure is the 1964 Godzilla. I'm not gonna lie, the top 3 was really hard to decipher. But I had to come to a decision. And I know Leslie is gonna probably throw something at me for having Godzilla number 3. Having 64 at number 3. And I absolutely love this guy. Actually, my co-host Robin, actually is how we met. I actually bought this off of him back in the beginning of my collecting days. That's how I actually got to meet Robin, and me and Robin have been boys ever since. I love this guy. He's, like I said, he's number 3 on my list, so he's clearly one of my favorites in my collection. And to me, this is as David Eric Doppel would say, the quintessential 30cm 64. Is the favorite sculptural line nice? Yes. And honestly, I don't have the Rick, so this is my quintessential 64 in my opinion. I absolutely love this guy because it looks perfect. To me, this Godzilla looks perfect every way through and through. He looks like he kind of just got out of the dirt, or he was rolling around the dirt when they put the nets over him. And as y'all know, this is my, besides the original Godzilla, this is my favorite Showa Godzilla movie of all time. I absolutely love this movie. I absolutely love this figure. This was definitely a grail piece when I first started collecting, because there's no way on God's green earth I wasn't gonna have this Godzilla in my collection. I'm so happy to still have him. Words cannot describe how much I love this guy. And again, thank you, Robin. Even though it's been years now, but still, thank you. I wouldn't have him without you. But alright, we got two more figures to get to. And like I said, this is the bottom of this list has been very, very biased. Very biased. But it's okay because it's my list. But alright, let's get to number 2 right now. Thank you. And of course, number 2. Number 2 is of course a Heisei Godzilla. Of course. Why wouldn't it be? Why would I not have my favorite Aero Godzilla on this list? And yes, this is 100% biased. The 30cm 1993 Godzilla. This release, I cannot describe how much joy I have when they announced this guy. And when I first started collecting, I was honestly not going to go after too many Heisei Godzillas, but that quickly went down the drain since a third of my collection's Heisei Godzillas. Not villains, not including villains, just Godzilla. Because y'all know I got the 84, the 89, the 95, and this guy. I told myself I was going to do it, but I did it anyways. And of course, y'all know this big boy was a contender for Figure of the Year last year. And he actually, to me, he was number 3 on that list. If y'all need to see that video, just go back in the archives. I did a top 10. I did my Figure of the Year discussion, but then I got 2019, so he moved from 2 to back to 3. So I feel bad because this guy is absolutely beautiful. Is it the Rick? No, but the standard is just as beautiful as the Rick, in my opinion. I mean, maybe not just as beautiful because the colors are different, especially the glitter. But this Godzilla has probably some of the best eyes I've ever seen. This and the 84 Sakai. But if it is strictly talking just straight 30 centimeter figures, this guy has some of the best eyes for Godzilla in history. This figure is a big chunkster, just like the 93, and the Heisei Godzilla's War. And when I look at this, it just screams Heisei Godzilla. And don't get me wrong, the 84 is my favorite suit. 89 is favorite suit as well. Let's put it this way: 84 and 89 are 1 and 1/8. Honestly, I love both suits equally. Honestly, but as far as Heisei Godzilla, this Godzilla is the one that screams, "Hey, this is Heisei Godzilla." It's going from Godzilla vs. Mothra to Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. This is the Godzilla I have to represent all 3 movies. I'm not gonna get a 92. I'm not gonna get a 94 unless it comes with Little Godzilla. But until then, I'm in love with this guy. So happy to have this guy in my collection. He's my number 2 favorite Godzilla of all time, as far as 30 centimeter figures. So, with that being said, if I was nostalgic with this, then you know what number 1 is. Like, do we really have to do this? I guess I kind of have to. I brought you all over here, which you stuck with me through this whole video. I appreciate it. Thank you. So we'll get into my number 1 favorite 30 centimeter figure right now. Y'all knew this was coming. Y'all knew he was coming. Y'all knew he was coming. Out of everybody else that didn't bring up, you know he was coming. And yes, this is the 30 centimeter 1975 Godzilla. And yes, I know this is one of the most controversial Showa Godzillas in X+, at least amongst the fans. This guy's very debatable. Now, I will tell you why I do love him. I love him because I as much as I love Godzilla as a villain, and I always prefer Godzilla as a villain before anything else. Godzilla is meant to be a gigantic force of nature, unstoppable by man. But with that being said, I did grow up with Showa Godzilla. Godzilla vs. Megalon was my first movie. Terror of Mechagodzilla is my second favorite Showa movie. I love Godzilla. As a villain, as a hero, I love Godzilla. We all love Godzilla. And when I think about my childhood and getting back to that very first original Godzilla fan that I was, it takes me there every single time. He's a pain in the butt to get pictures of. A lot of people don't like him because they say his face isn't perfect. And honestly, I don't know. In my opinion, I feel like it is. It's not, at least in certain shots in the movie, he looks absolutely fantastic. May not be accurate in 100% of the movie, but he's a great looking figure. He's a dope looking figure. He's an amazing dope looking figure that through and through can't be touched, in my opinion. I love him. Like I said, he brings me back to when I was a kid again, honestly. If there's anything I had to save in this room, it'll be everything. But he's the first to come out. Him and 84, they're coming out first. Because when I think about Godzilla as a kid, think about him. I love 75 Godzilla. I always have loved 75 Godzilla. And he was also a grail piece as well. I was super stoked when I found him. I think I even clicked my heels when I found this guy. And I found him early in my journey too, actually. He was actually him, Mechagodzilla and Titanosaurus, they were actually my first review. And I actually found Titanosaurus and Mechagodzilla first. So they were just chilling and fighting each other until he came out of the fog and was ready to kick some butt. But guys, that's my top 10 favorite 30cm X Plus Godzilla collectibles. That's my list. And this was a fun list, honestly. I actually had enjoyed making this video, going back and forth with why I want him there, why I want him there, why I want him there, why I want him there. To me, I'm happy with my list. I do want to know what y'all think. Definitely pipe down in the comment sections. Let me know what y'all think of my list and what are y'all list. And of course, I gotta challenge some other people as well because hey, that's what I do. So I'm gonna shout out. The people I'm gonna challenge is gonna be Christine Chaplin. I'm also gonna call out Samson West, Monster Island Reviews, Thomas Lee, and who else? I'm sure there's others I can call out too, but I guess I'll be nice. So Christine, Samson, and Thomas, y'all three need to get y'all list together. Y'all show us what you got. Let us know what your top 10 favorite 30cm Godzilla figures are. But alright, I guess that's all for this review. I should be doing another review pretty soon here because I actually been slacking off. I've been busy with Monsters with Attitude and things at home, but I'm definitely trying to get back into the swing of things. And my next review will probably be over the Funko Pop Godzilla figures. I got 3 of them, so I'm gonna go over those with you guys and let y'all know my thoughts on those. And hopefully I'll have another X Plus review pretty soon. I hope. I'm not gonna put a number on it, but hopefully we'll have something coming pretty soon. But alright, guys, y'all have a fantastic day, and thank you, guys, your family.